planning on filming another video today, but then some complications came up, so now we're really about to YOLO this one. Apologies in advance. Hi guys, I'm Hannah. So I just recently finished up my first term at Dartmouth. We're on a quarter system, so I started in mid-September and I was done by mid-November, and I don't go back until January. Being completely honest, I had such a positive first term experience. Like, there were definitely a few bumps in the road, especially in like the first month, but overall just a really positive experience. And in this video, I'd like to go over some of the lessons I learned from my first term at Dartmouth. I want to talk about what I learned academically and what I learned socially, just to give you guys insight into how I have grown over the past few months. Academically, I took 3 classes this term. I took a religion class, I took a biology class, and I took a math class. The religion class was called What Matters. We examined texts relating all the way back to Copernicus in the early church to hashtag culture in modern movements such as Me Too and Black Lives Matter today. In an attempt to answer the question of the course, we examined what has mattered, what does matter, and what should matter. As somebody who has always lived a very existential life, this class was very appealing to me. We analyzed Copernicus and Galileo and how their scientific discoveries reshaped how we view our place in the universe. We talked about Darwin and the theory of evolution and how that challenged the church and how we grew to handle it and how we did handle it and the impact that it still has on us today. We examined what matters through Christian, Islamic, Jewish, atheist perspectives. We worked all the way up today and talked about the influence of movements like MAGA and Me Too and Black Lives Matter and Arab Spring. This all led up to the end of the term when we had to choose a topic and write about why it matters. Whether it was a cultural artifact or like a symbol, we had to write about why it matters to us and to society. Some people chose the Bible, some people chose certain Dartmouth traditions, some people chose sports. I chose pennies. Why? Because I hate pennies. Passionately. I think they're a burden on society. So I thought it would be a fun challenge to myself to write about why they matter. Yeah, it was slightly harder than I thought, but you know what, I think I came away with a good argument. I have no idea what my professors thought of my paper though, because it was like the last thing we turned in, so who knows, but I got an A in the class, so I'm gonna assume that he liked it. This class covered a distributive requirement for me, and I felt like it was a good break from my math and science courses. So yeah, I also feel like it was part of the reason why I didn't have any huge like mental breakdown during first term. I survived first term without having a serious mental breakdown. I was close a few times, but I survived, and I think it was because a lot of my I had this class as an opportunity to organize my existential like struggles, you know, like it was good. And I took a biology course. I took honors cell structure and function. In that course we covered a bunch of microscopy techniques. Insert some cool pictures that I took here. We covered protein purifications and the cytoskeleton. We went so deep into like actin and myosin and intermediate filaments and laboratory techniques and signal transduction pathways and energy coupling and just everything on the cellular level. Oh my gosh, we covered so much topic in those how many 10 weeks of classes. I had that class 3 days a week, and then we used our X hour, which is usually an optional extra class period. We used it every week, and then I had a 4-hour lab every Thursday. So I had that class 5 days a week. I actually have right here a copy of some of my notes. I do like zoom-ins later, but yeah, I went hard for these. We were allowed to bring one like double-sided piece of paper into the exams, and yeah, you get pretty good at writing things very, very small. But I thoroughly enjoyed this class. We had class together every day, so I got really close with my classmates, and I think the class was just taught really well. If you go to Dartmouth and you have the opportunity to take it your freshman fall, I definitely would. If you're into biology, the class was taught via PowerPoints, and we did in-class activities, and there were so many opportunities to get help outside of class, and yeah, I really, really enjoyed that class. Like, I definitely should have dedicated way more time to like reviewing content after like learning it in class, but you know, we still passed, and that's all that matters. My third class was Math 8, which is calculus of functions of one and several variables. It's typically for people who did well on calculus AB. At my high school, calculus BC was not offered, so I maxed out at calculus AB. So I went in and I took Math 8. And it was hard at the beginning, you know, it wasn't easy. Sequences and series and Taylor polynomials and all those really slapped me in the face there. The section after that was all like was like everything vector related. I had been exposed to vectors and all that since my junior year of high school, so I did really well in that section. And then the third section of the course was introduction to multivariables, so we did everything through Lagrange multipliers. And yeah, we covered all that in about 25 days of classes, which is crazy because it's so much and it moves so fast. If you're wondering about what I actually learn in my classes, that's a brief synopsis. Actually, not even brief. I've been talking for a long time. To my actual life at college, I learned a lot. I learned that you can go without technology and live in the woods for an entire week. I learned that things can get a little cult-esque. I learned that I live in a beautiful place. I learned how to use really cool microscopes to take pictures of some really small things. I learned that late night corn dogs are the best things in the world. I learned that kayaking is so much fun. I learned that it sucks when your computer breaks in the middle of midterms. I learned that fall in New England is beautiful. Just kidding, I already knew that. I've lived in Massachusetts my whole life. But fall in New Hampshire, particularly, was gorgeous. I learned that there's an infinite number of places on campus to study. I learned that nerdy people are my people. I learned that I'm very mediocre when it comes to rock climbing. I learned how to bake an apple pie. I learned that you can have some great photo shoots on campus. I learned that the organic farm is a beautiful place. I learned to love a kitten. I've always been a dog person, but I really love my kitten. My friend London's kitten, technically. I learned that our football team's pretty good. I learned that hockey games were fun. I never went to hockey games in high school. I learned that corpse flowers reek. I learned that the jack-o'-lantern is hilarious. I learned that CAP is great, and I had way too much DBA this term. I learned that I make a good poster child. Fun fact, in the caption of this picture they said I was doing chemistry, but it was in a biolab. But what my admissions officers noticed when they saw my application. Link above. I learned that staying up till 5 a.m. may often not feel great the next day, but sometimes it's worth it. I learned that if you want to get stuff done, you just have to do it, even if there's other stuff that's a lot more fun. I learned that you have to hold yourself responsible. I learned that I'm okay living away from home. I learned that sometimes you just need to scream in the middle of the green to release some energy. Thanks, Josh. I learned that it's okay to not be perfect. But I learned that decisions can be really, really stressful. I learned that Hanover in the snow is one of the prettiest things in the world. I learned about what it was like to be on a club team in college.
Some girl punched me.
I was in Joel's
and now I have this on my face.
I learned that weekend trips to Boston are fun.
We're walking around Harvard Yard right now, and gotta say, Harvard in general has just been very underwhelming.
Hot take, it feels like a prison here. Been saying that for years, I just really don't like it.
But I also learned that friends can be family. I learned that it's okay to open yourself up to people. And I learned that if you surround yourself with people who love and care about you, that everything will be okay, because they got your back. That was super cheesy. I learned that I still have a lot to learn. But yeah, that's what I learned from my first term at Dartmouth. There's still a lot of campus that I haven't been thoroughly exposed to. I feel like I've really only seen the positive stuff. I know there's some stuff that, isn't great or isn't always great, but I had a really good experience my first term. I hope you guys who are in your first year of college did as well. And if you're finishing up your finals, good luck with that. I wish you the best of luck. If you're finishing up your college applications, I also wish you the best of luck. Again, I'm Hannah, and thank you so much for watching. I'm actually kind of emotional now. Damn. Fun challenge. Go back, watch this video, count how many times I said the word learn or learned or some variation of that word, cause it's gonna be a lot. My guess is 58. Somebody check. You'll be a legend if you do. You'll be a legend. Okay, bye.